What are we looking at here, Soy? Are you with me? Uh-oh. I am lost and alone. To quote the famous band Blink-182, I'm lost without you, Soy, but I will manage to push forward here. It's going to be a-okay. That's what I got to tell myself. Hofstra University taking on Niagara. Now, Niagara University
We're
is one
back.
of the only... There we go. Gotcha. I am no
Awesome.
longer lost and alone.
I don't know what happened, but yeah, I was just about to say Hofstra versus Niagara. This will be an interesting one.
Yeah. So, talking about records, hit me with the hard facts, the numbers here, Soy. The numbers.
So, Niagara through 3 weeks they are 1-2. Week
Mm-hmm.
1, I believe they got a 3-0 victory over Manhattan.
Yes, those are the games I was
Fell.
talking about. Look at these numbers. 113, 011, 112. You got like 30 something points
Yeah,
in the first week. Or the first yeah.
yeah. Niagara, their roster consisting of Ost, Pablo, and Mit 97 sub in there instead, but that roster was very consistent, so I'm interested to see how the new guy plays.
Yeah, so Hash the Schnitzel not quite able to get to this one. We had a lot of fun with old Schnitzel's name there one cast. I'm not sure if that was you. That was with you, I meant.
I was out for that one.
That's right, that was with Shope, the man Shope. He is, yeah, the man had other priorities, or not priorities. He had other obligations. He needed to do other things. Otherwise, we might have seen him here on the Rocket League stream at some point. Don't fret not, though, good people. Shope will be back, I believe. Let's run through these players. Hofstra and then Niagara.
Hofstra, you got Happy Camper, Kyle, and Magic. And for Niagara, it's Pass the Schnitzel, Ost, and Pablo.
Sure. See how this goes. 1-0 all the way up for the side of Hofstra. Now Niagara University, higher level team. I believe they're, again, those kind of mid-level champs, kind of similar to Canisius. If our lovely producer has any insight on that, I will definitely take the sweet nothings into my ear. As it is, Pass the Schnitzel over here. Nice block by Kyle over there. Kyle with the unimaginative gamer tag.
Well, I do want to say Kyle is the difference maker of Hofstra. In their last set, I believe they fell 3-1 to... Ooh, well,
imagine having a front row
Camper,
seat to that one. That's what happened. That's what just
Camper,
happened.
He's happy. Happy Camper's happy he just got it by those two Niagara defenders, and well, didn't even need that extra touch. But I was saying that Happy Camper was the go-to guy for Hofstra's last set against San Jose State. That was a very close set despite it being 3-1, and Kyle was also a big impact, mostly on defense in that set, but here you see him getting in on the offense.
Yeah, a well-rounded player, if there ever was one. Really been getting it done so far. Minute 15 into this one. 3-0 for Hofstra. I'm not going to lie, I don't think either you or I saw this coming. Like, if you'd asked me, hey, 3-0, minute 15 in game one, Hofstra just all over this board, I'd say, nah, no way, not this game. Probably not like that, though. I would have screamed more.
Early, either. I mean, it's only been, a minute and a half, and already Niagara's defense has a failure to communicate.
That's fair. That is entirely fair, my friend. As it is, Niagara is definitely not out of this one quite yet. We've seen what they can do. Again, they had something like 30 points and across their 3 games, their victory against Manhattan in game number 1. They dumbed out in every way, shape, and form of the term. I think that's what the kids are saying these days. No comment on that one? That's fair. So, are you with me?
Sorry.
Oh, okay.
It got very choppy for me at the end there, but I think I got you. It dulled out.
Dumbed out.
Dumbed out.
That's what the kids say, I believe.
But Magic
Fourth
didn't
goal.
dull down.
Yeah, still looking quite sharp. No dullness here. Magic with these slightly different car backs as well. So this is that Octane? I'm so bad
Magic's
at
car?
names.
Magic's
I'm
car
bad
is
at
the
names in
Dominus.
general. Gotcha, Dominus. Excuse me. I'm just bad at names in general, honestly. Can't remember names that well. Oh well. Half time. Long ball. Oh, sorry.
but the way you recognize it, the Dominus, it's the flatter car. It's got the more powerful hitbox. The Octane is the taller car that you see more frequently.
Gotcha. The kind of almost SUV boxy looking one?
No, the one with the spoiler.
Oh yeah, the original car.
Yeah, that's the
Okay,
Octane.
gotcha.
And then the
Alright,
Fennec,
appreciate it.
the Fennec is the in between, the one that's very boxy.
Yeah. Gotcha. And those four, the Batmobile is the Dominus, correct? Or that's what people refer to it as?
Another flat, powerful hitbox, yeah.
Yep, gotcha. Very similar. Yep, so, yeah, those four, just in case you're, relatively newer to Rocket League. I'm not newer to Rocket League, I'm just bad with names, really. But yeah, hey, we're learning together here. Who would have guessed this collegiate stream would be educational? But minute 30. Getting close to it. We're looking at this Hofstra University. Yeah, just only so many ways to say it, right? They've been very, very dominant in this so far.
Yeah, all the offensive pressure in the world, and Niagara just struggling to get it out of their own zone.
That really is the simplification of that, right? Like, you're just not going to be able to score long balls like that outside of either some just god passes or reads on balls where you can get just super, super long ones, you know? Like, you gotta get offensive, you gotta get offensive, you gotta get just really aggressive at a certain point. You gotta take this ball away and gotta go for shots. Letting these ones almost roll all the way in is not the way to do it, Hofstra.
If you're Niagara, the player to watch is Ost. Ost is he is the go-to guy. When he is on point, Niagara's on point. So look for him to kind of be the guy initiating the offense and being able to get clears like this.
Yeah, that's definitely a bigger part of this, you know. It doesn't seem like Niagara's, or it doesn't seem like Hofstra's clears have been just really on par with Niagara's, right? Niagara's just on point. This ball really does not spend very much time. We're about to watch another one until Magic takes one over the top. Maybe looking at the first goal is just put out perfectly. Yeah, Happy Caper a little bit closer, and might have been a different story on that one, my man.
Yeah, and you know, you gotta get some of those touches once that ball comes inside the box. Hofstra, and we said it, all the pressure in the world. You know, they draw that line at midfield. I said before, you know, they draw that line and they just say you're not gonna get possession in our half, and they, you know, were able to control the boost and really just shut down. I mean, Niagara only had 2 shots that whole game, and I don't really remember them being solid opportunities.
There we go. It's about the pressure, right? I think that it's almost gets to the mind or whatever. Like when you finally get an opportunity, you almost want to go at it a little bit fast. And I think that mispositions there might have been really why that ended up happening the way it was, and why, like you said, of their shots, there was only a couple that were even just not bad, right? Like, it's not the shots themselves were bad. It's the fact that like the situation around it, right? The environment, the factors to it, the positioning, everything else that led up to it, which is not very optimal to make shots, really. Like quality setups usually lead to quality goals. As it is, Hofstra University coming out with quality early.
Yeah, right off the face-off, and Kyle with a smart play here to swoop back and get that back pass to Magic for the shot. Right off the bat, Hofstra, you know, takes an early lead, and now they have all the agency in the world because they can dictate the pace of the game from kickoff.
Yeah, and again, it's that foot forward. It's that setting the pace of the game is going to yield a lot of opportunity. That's just a couple different demolitions. Demolition derby going on the orange side of this field. This Happy Camper got a fantastic one over to Magic. We even have a player respawning in the thick of things there, just to bring new life in the midst of chaos.
And Hofstra, this is a big adjustment from them last week. Last week, they lost that set 3-1 to San Jose State, and they were pinned back a lot of the time. You know, a lot of their goals came from counterattack, basically, and that's how they, you know, stayed alive in their series. This is them just, you know, all-out pressure, throw the kitchen sink, everything at them, and it's got Niagara pinned back in their own back third.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, so you think that it's been working? Talk to me a little bit more about that. I want to hear about it.
Yeah, well, in their set against San Jose State, they gave San Jose State a lot of space to work with, and it ended up, biting them because the players like Didi were able to get air dribbles and score. And so for them, the adjustment they've made is they say, okay, if you're going to have that space to air dribble, we need to cut down on on that angle earlier. We need to make our rotations faster. That way, there's not a lot of space to work with.
Okay. And
you see right off the bat, Niagara, not as much pace right off the start of the game, and Hofstra is the team initiating the plays.
Gotcha. I get what you're saying more about the attacks and counterattacks and whatnot, and the value thereof with it. So, looking at 3 minutes, 15 seconds to go. A lower one. Kyle gets one just granted. And I love how the big brain analysis comes through, and these guys, they give you enough time to get it out. And then once it's my turn, just a flashy goal right down the bottom from Pashas Nitzel almost reaches out for. How just courteous of these guys. And we have pie time, 3.14 up top.
The classic. I do want to note something about that goal too. Kyle took advantage of Niagara's defense right there because I missed who the defender was, but they jumped so early, they burned their jump so early that Kyle just waited and slipped the ball underneath. It's something that you'll see a lot of experienced players do. They'll just wait and bait out whiffs like that, and happy camper, another player going to take advantage of it.
That's just cruel and unusual. The Magic looks like he comes up for it, and that was past the Schnitzel, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so just again, coming in a little bit too fast, it kind of seemed like Niagara University has almost had that pressure of the thrills, right? Coming in, realizing that they've been down for a while, this is an opportunity to get something done, but the willingness to get at it yields in this situation is a little bit too fast of a play. In other situations, they'll be hitting the ball too hard or using up your boost too early, things like this. Or like you said, using a jump early can be equally as deadly as it is. Similar scoreline to game number 1, 4-0 Hofstra there, looking at the same thing, but the barrel of this is all the time left. Yeah, so 5-0 now. Happy Camper getting this one. That's his second. Second, excuse me. Yeah, so everybody on the side of Hofstra's got a piece of this action. Magic with 2, Kyle with 1, and this is looking similar to game number 1, except for the fact that it's 5-0 and Hofstra has 2.5 minutes.
Yeah, and again, it's just the pace of the game. Even though Hofstra was kind of stuck in their own corner, happy camper. That's that was something else. Magic here with a great pass off the backboard, and then just a poor touch on defense. Forward to recenter the ball like that, not right off a kickoff when your players are still trying to rotate back into their own net.
Yeah, the taking advantage of the rotations, the positioning of the opponents, always something that's going to get you some value here in Rocket League. And I realized I just said that with a super hard accent. It's been a long day, guys. A lot of value now to get you. Yeah, that's a South Carolina me coming out, I guess. 6 scores for the side of Hofstra. Unfortunately, Niagara has not been able to put up even 1 score. Nothing reminiscent of their 36-point game, or 3 games in week number 1. Rounded round, Oz looking like a solid opportunity put up, but Happy Camper proving that name by staying up top and not leaving. Different kind of camping in your Rocket League. Oz bounce over, going to be easily taken as Magic puts the solid bit of oomph on this one, honestly. To get to the corner, sets it up, and Happy Camper not giving this one up quite yet. Play not done, especially when the defender cannot get up to wall, and then your other rotating defender goes a little bit too far on the left curve. Pastor Schnitzel otherwise would have had a perfect shot at that, but as it is, he wasn't round enough, wasn't able to get forward, and couldn't have backflipped in time. 7-0, side Hofstra University.
you're watching this game looking for like what teams could do better, just look at Hofstra's positioning on offense. They are, always able to read the field and get a good touch on the ball. And then even if they're not the next guy up in that cycle, they're aggressive. They're getting bumps on the back line, and they're forcing Niagara into these awkward positions.
Yeah, and just these positions are so frequently yielding in points, as we can kind of see here. Hofstra, same game last time. We were looking at 3-0. Now they've more than doubled up on that. Flying in was Oz for the first really solid opportunity for a goal for Niagara so far. As it is, rounding in, Kyle's got it, but that's a bounce pass back. Magic taking this out. 20 seconds to go, and I think they're just playing with the back man consistently.
Wants it back. He wants that double tap more than anything. You can see he dribbles it up the wall again to get that second opportunity, but he didn't have the boost to try and go for anything afterward.
Indeed. Last little bit of time eaten up by a lot of air ball. Rounded down. Hofstra taking this one, but a more devastating of a W here in game number 2 for your Hofstra squad. I do believe this is going to be our last series on this stream, correct? We still got EGF Rocket League going.
Yeah, there's at least one more game after this, and I'm missing on who the teams are. Is it UTA versus RIT?
I'm pretty sure that the last, we've had a solid amount of game 5s here. I'm pretty sure because of that time, the other stream has taken over the casting of one of these games here, given that we're going a little bit long. It just makes sense. We've had some solid Rocket League, and hey, those will go sometimes, right? That's how best of 5s will go. 4-0 Hofstra University, 7-0 Hofstra University. I would really like to see Niagara come through here and at least put a couple goals up to not get completely shut out of this one. It would be kind of surprising to see the game or the week 1 Niagara University and how they transition after 3 weeks of high-level play against other good teams to then come through and go scoreless. I would just simply be surprised. Now, I cannot, legibly, intellectually predict that Niagara will bring it back by then when they're staring down the barrel of 11-0 total map score for Hofstra.
Yeah, I mean, I think the issue is that that week 1, they started off so hot, but the schedule for them has been a tough grind. I mean, even last week, they played Siena, and it went to game 5, and they could not clutch it out against the Siena Saints. So they've had such a grueling schedule and then taken some hard losses here and there. But the sign of a good team is being able to bounce back from a tough schedule like that.
Yeah, the mental facilities that comes behind, coming through, taking L's, taking those lumps, but still coming back, fresh face, ready to play, ready to practice each and every day. That's what makes a competitor, my friend. Magic here. Getting a nice tap from the top, yielding the first point in this matchup for game number 3.
I think Happy Camper wanted this goal too, but Magic said, no, not today. This one's mine. You set it up for me. And, 3 players on Niagara just kind of ball watching, just staring at it going, all right, where's this going to go? Yeah,
trying to predict trajectories and whatnot, but at the end of the day, eventually, an indecision will be a decision eventually, right?
Yeah, and again, this is one of the things that I personally, when I play Rocket League, find really tough. A lot of times, you'll have ball cam on, right? Mm-hmm. And if that ball goes up to the backboard, it's so easy to drive out and think, okay, I can just catch it as it comes back down. But you can't, because you got to know that there's an offensive player already up in the air to capitalize on it. So you have to, as a defender, you have to realize you have to jump for that ball instead.
Talk about jumping for balls here, Pablo. Getting up to this one, don't call it stretching, calling it literally elongating his form to get up to that one. This is not any farther that Niagara University wants to fall here. The stop is, if it's going to happen, has to happen right here and right now. 3.5 minutes is plenty of time to put 2 up, even if it happens in OT. they like I said, they have to start it right now. They can't let. Oh man, I was gonna say they can't let Niagara University continue to get to these balls faster than them.
Magic has the reads right now on Niagara, and Aust
Tell the
caught
future.
a little bit out of position. A little bit out of position there. You see, he tries to half flip back to get back to net in time, but I mean, Magic is he's going all in for all these goals. He wants all of it right now.
He'll take it all, yes sir he will. Twice on Sundays too. Magic again, there you go. Call that your Sunday.
Yeah,
This is a sweet treat.
This was a nasty deflection. I mean, look at the angle to still hit the corner on it. He's not even facing the goal. He just has to, dodge that ball off the wall and then say, all right, I can probably flick this off with the back of my car.
I can do that. Ooh, Nike, just do it. Bam, there you go.
There it
You're
is.
not being sponsored, but hey Nike, I'll wait my check in the mail. Waiting for that one for a while, I'm sure. Pass out, Schnitzel over, and that puts up perfectly for us. There we go, Niagara University is on the board.
And it's Aust for Niagara, the one being able to capitalize to catch Kyle once again. Kyle now is the guy sleeping on the goal line, not really sure where this ball is going to land off the backboard, not really sure if he should go up for it early or if he should, try and sit on the goal line and wait. And Aust is the guy there to punch.
Absolutely, Aust will take that onto his shoulders, that responsibility every single day. Schnitzel, given the necessary interaction of here. Pablo takes it over the top, so 2 members out for the time being. Magic plays this one slow because he knows he's got to. Now over not 1, but 2. Aust, the last man back. Pablo, just enough time to rotate around, get that one on in. Well done, well done. Foul on the top here. Go ahead.
No, you were saying it's Niagara kind of like it's a matter of their first touches. I think the first touch on the ball is so important because it allows you to gain possession. And Hofstra, their first touches are really they're either soft enough that they know they're going to cradle it, or they're hard enough that it's just signal to his teammates that all right, this next hit, it's on you guys.
Yep.
And for Niagara, they're kind of caught in that gray,
Oh
kinda
my
caught in that middle.
God! Schnitzel! Oh my goodness! What? I just used everything. Just disconnected his car in mid-air to get to that ball. That's about the fastest I've ever seen somebody get from bottom left to top right. And I am not. I realize being over the top and loud and crazy is in the job description here, but I am not understanding that at all. That was amazing. Maybe the best play we've literally seen on stream tonight.
The hustle to get back was absolutely, a next level thing.
Yeah, just crazy stuff. I mean, I'm a silver 1, but so not that great of the game, but still just a very impressive play. I can give the props where they're due. Over, happy camper. Oh man, so that was just a lob ball right there. Yeah, this one still, I had hope. I had a lot going here. Niagara University did get their score, so they're not going to be held to 3-0. But a minute left. It would be every way, shape, and form different, the opposite of the way the Niagara University is playing if they bring this back. I think that's fair to say.
No, but I mean, Auster's just been on point today. And Niagara, they've had their moments, First 2 games, not a whole lot of offensive opportunity. Aust capitalizing on the mistake. Had their moments where they've generated, it's those glimpses of greatness, but Hofstra's just been all over the ball, and if you don't have, you can show up as much as you want and play defense for as much of the game as you want, but eventually you're going to have to make your counterattacks work, and that's the part for Niagara that they haven't had, the best opportunities when they get their counterattack going.
The takeaways, right? It just seems like not just always, if they're clears, you pretty much have to pass them. You have to get those passes at least sometimes to your teammates. It's going to be super hard to score otherwise. As it is, 5 seconds in, Aust starts this one off with a fiery form, a little explosion action. Now we see closed down, Magic still keeping it alive. Pablo over here. This is Austin Company still looking to take their second here and make a statement. Not going to happen. Grounded out 5-1 for the side of Hofstra. Not their so tied for their worst loss, right? So their worst victory 4-0. Second game 7-0. Just the second game really was just a beatdown. That was just so one-sided in every way. Third game being a lot more competitive. Lot to be said from Niagara University for not giving that one up at all. They came through and they played it till the buzzer beat, till the buzzer beat, right? Till the buzzer rang, right? That was blue. It was hitting around and stuff like this, but it was Niagara still trying to get up under the ball, keep it alive, come through and make their second shot, and again just make that statement,
It's a learning curve for Niagara. They're gonna do the same thing as the other teams that could not clutch out a win today. They're gonna look back at their VODs and say, all right, so where could we have gone better?
Yep.
What could we have done to narrow the gap here? And for Niagara, can't, right from the bat. I mean, Magic had the reads today for Hofstra.
Mm-hmm.
Aside from that, you got to make your counterattacks work. If you're gonna be on your own back third for a long time, you got to be able to clear the ball, and then you have to make your shots count. Quality over quantity, right?
It is. It is. And it's rough when both of those are kind of, ended up being challenging because there was nothing given up by Hofstra there. They were all over every single time. But yeah, I mean, like you said, this is Niagara University's squad. Every single time I've seen them play, they actively, correct mistakes while they're going at it. So if you're talking about looking back at the VOD, what is something you said something you thought Niagara University could have done better? What do you think is something they did do very well here, even though they did end up getting 3-0'd and about the worst fashion that you could? Just to speak clearly, just to be be straightforward.
I got you. No, it's hard to say that the defense was like the strong suit, but if you look
Mm-hmm.
at some of the plays that they made on defense, the big thing was I really like that they were actually able to their rotation on defense wasn't half bad.
Yeah.
It a couple times they got caught out here and there, but I think most of them were mostly just because Magic was flying in from seemingly out of
Yeah.
nowhere.
From the
But
next
aside
country,
from
right?
that,
From another
they're
planet. Like,
yeah. Uh, when a player's just on fire like that, they're hard to stop, and they can just kind of win you a set sometimes.
yeah.
And I'm not saying that was exactly the case, but Magic was on point, and Niagara kind of got caught flat-footed for it.
And I can hear you 100%. Um, if I had to give Niagara a big, the big plus here, it'd have to be the fact that even when they doubled up offensively and defensively, it more messed up when it was on offense, honestly. So I'll stick with you, stick more towards the defensive side. It seemed like they doubled up on defense when it was necessary, and when it wasn't, outside of again a couple of mistakes, it didn't, really wasn't that frequent, or they weren't mistakes that costed them really, right? In this last matchup here. Yes, they got scored against a lot, but that was more so takeaways that were just massive and sometimes even unforeseen, really. Niagara
Hmm.
University, when they had to double up, they did. Otherwise, got cooks out of the kitchen. It was one man back, and he was able to do his job. Whether or not he won or lost isn't really the question here so much when you have to give him the environment with which to succeed. As it was, Hofstra came through with sometimes 3, 4 shots in a row. It's going to be hard for anybody to block all those away, no matter who you are. So. Speaking
Hmm.
of who we are, I'm FBI Towboat. You are Soy Sauce. My man Juke down there
Soy
producing
sauce.
away. We got another matchup coming for you, but unfortunately, that is the end of my casting day here, as well as Soy's, right?
Yep, that's
Yeah,
end of my day too.
gotcha. So we got Simpson and Quantum Deathcat, some truly podcasters coming on in here to round out the day, take you guys on out of here for another EGFC Rocket League Wednesday. I really appreciate you guys watching the FBI Tugboat. You can find me on Twitter down there. We have to point since apparently that's in our blood, according to Juke or whatever else like that. And that's Soy's over there as well. You can follow Juke on Twitter as well. And EGF, of course, if you're not missing out, quality Twitter content coming out through here in Rocket League every single Wednesday. Overwatch tomorrow, Super Smash on Mondays and FIFA on Tuesdays, but more Rocket League action coming right up for you guys to round out the day.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to EG. My name is Quantum Deathcat, and I'm here with Simpson. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic.
Also,
we are
it's
here.
EGF. My bad. EGF.
EGF. And then also
Yes.
you can add one more letter, EGFC, if you really want.
EGFC.
You know, we are
Yes,
doing
yes.
collegiate tonight, season 2,
Yes.
week number 4. I'm hyped out of my mind for some Xavier University versus Seton Hall. And I think that this matchup is going to be a great one to end the night on. I might be a little bit biased. Xavier is probably like 10 minutes away from where I work. So definitely
Oh,
familiar with
wow.
the campus. And I have no doubt that they will put forth an excellent Rocket League team showing here. And I know that Seton Hall loves plugging theirs. So they've got some fight in them and want to make sure that they can match up against this this university esports department.
So you're all about Xavier, so I'm gonna go up against you with Seton Hall here because I'm
Okay.
just that kind of caster. I like to go against my other guy. I don't want
love it.
this stream to be biased on one side either, right? Not just two guys gawking about one team. So I'll be gawking about Seton, you be gawking about Xavier. Is it Seton
deal.
or is it Seton? Not sure.
I've been saying Seton
Seton?
Hall. I do believe
Alright.
that is the pronunciation. And I also
Correct.
believe we just got confirmation in our ears. Love it. But the teams are joining. Everybody wants to get this underway. I know this match was scheduled for 9:10, but 9:30 is just as good a time to start in my books out here for solid best of 5.
So for Xavier, we have Brosef Habani, Satisfied Onion, and Valor. And on the other side, you did say that you had Seton Halls.
I do have Seton Hall's roster up here. Tone, Breezy, and Vibes. Now don't get too confused here. This Breezy is with a Y, not an I. We are not in Europe. There is another Breezy, the
Yeah,
inventor of
that
the
scared
Breezy
me.
flick. But all of these players looking to prove themselves a little bit in this league. These names throughout the night, we've had some bubble player names that a lot of you would be familiar with. And these players are definitely still trying to break into the scene, and they have the department and the drive behind them. Now it's just a matter of showing up in the lobby and getting that result, that win that they're all searching for here in league play.
I think the teams are ready to go, and we are going to go down for our last and final series of tonight, and it all starts with the first game. Ladies and gentlemen, game 1 is underway. Anything else to say before we start?
I gotta say, these in-game titles everyone's rocking. I hope everybody scores some goals because we got some Grand Champ tournament winners. We got some Dunk Masters. It is fantastic up in here. We know right off the bat we are gonna get some great Rocket League for this series.
Game 1 underway, and it's gonna start off with Xavier in their own zone. They bring the ball out and into the corner. Kept in the zone by Valor, over to Onion, but that's intercepted by Green. Over to Tone, but it's gonna be shot into no one's hands except for Habani. And Green now with the ball, tries to beat Valor to it, but Valor beats him, and Onion keeps it in the zone. Vibes, passes it over to Tone. Tone with the shot, but it's gonna be wide. And Habani, he's gonna have a great clear there. Trying to flick it over Valor. That's not gonna work, but Vibes, he's gonna pass it back over to Tone. Tone misses it. Green's the last man back. He needs to hit this, and he does towards the front of the net. Valor makes the save.
And Boney, I'm liking these dribbles that we're seeing. I think it's pretty exciting to see this ground play, the slow play. I love watching the pace shift on a dime, because every car feels comfortable and is able to recognize the space they have when they're given it, but yet we're still seeing very clean and smooth rotations from both sides.
What a shot here by Satisfied Onion, passed from Valor, and Xavier have the lead. You must be happy about that.
Not complaining, that's for sure. They got their full team involved to get this first goal of the series on the board, and I am a sucker for team plays. Just that first touch in the corner, Valor reading that bounce first before anyone on the Seton Hall squad, setting up his teammate perfectly. Satisfied Onion, not gonna miss that one. Xavier, strong start.
Amboni gets that clear, and now over to Green, back over to Vibes, towards the net. Tone! He finds the goal and sets the tone.
Oh, we can already tell this is going to be quite the series. Answering so quickly, Seton Hall, they don't want to be down for a second. And that is a great way to capitalize on any space given inside of that net. Fantastic shot and goal there from Seton Hall. It's tied up.
Tied up at 1. This is another opportunity, but Satisfied Onion puts it away. Grosef tries to get it back, but he can't. It's back into Seton Hall territory. The ball tries to be cleared, but Valor keeps it in. He's going to get a second opportunity, but Tone, he clears it back into his own corner, over to where Green is. Can Green get to it? No, he can't. Onion, though, with a shot towards the net. It's intercepted, and Valor, he's going to get a shot. No, he's not, because it's cleared out by Green. Hamboni, he's going to put it down into his corner.
Satisfied demos coming out.
Go ahead. Yeah, demos, as you talk about when Valor does get demoed there by Vibes. And what do you like about that?
Well, I like that they're going for them. They're not very opportune times just yet. But the more that you start going for them and integrating them into your play style, the more you're going to set yourself up for an excellent play moving forward. And right there, we almost saw the result of one. Satisfied Onion, though, able to come back and make the save. Trying to get a good ceiling clear there, but ultimately blocked at the midfield.
Yeah, Tone has been really setting him up for his teammates and for himself, really. He's been doing really good on that with that Fennec over there. But now it's Xavier's turn to put on the pressure. Valor, he's gonna bother Vibes, and that's a shot for Hamboni, and he gets it right in the short side. Green can't save it.
Green was so close to getting the touch needed on that ball. Sometimes that ball can bounce right off that crossbar and out, but unfortunately not able to get underneath it enough, and that touch still gonna be on target there. The lead back in favor of Xavier here. We are now past the halfway point in the game too. They just gotta hold on, steal this first game.
That ball now is in Xavier offensive territory. Valor with a shot trying to extend the lead to 2. There's 100 seconds left. Hamboni tries to keep it in the offensive zone, but can't. And now Tone with the ball in the air. Valor gets demoed once again. And poor Valor, he can't find himself on the field for too long without being destroyed. And he needs to find a way to avoid those, because otherwise his team are going to need to change their rotations to accommodate for his demos. But it doesn't seem to bother them too much at the current moment, because they're in the lead and they're keeping that lead solid.
And Boney got a great follow-up touch off the wall to get it past the Seton Hall defender, and keeping that pressure and forcing the last man back on any defense is going to start to wear and tear. And this being game 1 already, and the fact that Xavier has a lead, and we're seeing the defense of Seton Hall being tested so early on, definitely a strong start despite it only being a 1-goal difference here. And we're still seeing this ball in the orange half. I like what Vibes is doing here, taking it slow in the corner, buying his team some time, trying to clear it outward, but Satisfied Onion is quick to cut that off. Once again, almost another goal secured by Valor.
And that's a great clear out. The shots are currently 9-4 in favor of Xavier. But it's only a 1-goal difference. All they need is that one shot. And are they going to find it here? No, Green is wide and it's not powerful enough. And it's going to be cleared out. Tone now with the ball. He gets read by Hamboni. Green puts it back in. Over to Vibes. Vibes with the shot. Onion can't stop it. And we're tied at 2. 10 seconds to go.
It doesn't matter whether it's 2 minutes left, 10 seconds left, 0 seconds left. If you tie it up, this is gonna hurt Xavier here. Some great momentum here going into a potential overtime. 10 seconds still left in regulation. Anything can happen. They score another goal like that, they might be able to get this game won after all.
That ball is now in the corner. 10 seconds. If you don't want it to go into
More
overtime,
pressure.
That ball cannot land. And Tone, he tries it, but Valor gets a save. And now that ball is still in the dangerous territory here. And at all costs, Xavier want to put it down. They finally do. That was really close to going in. And we got overtime for game number 1.
I love me some overtimes here. An even kickoff to boot. These teams neck and neck. Absolutely love this gameplay. It can go either way, but end of the game, that last 30 seconds felt like it was all Seton Hall. They came back out of nowhere. So much pressure against them early on in the game. They don't want to give up now. However, we're seeing Onion looking for a teammate to connect to. However,
Oh, no!
Valor backs off, and that bounce off the post almost gonna cost them, but Onion comes in and cleans it up.
Satisfied Onion passes it back here to Broseph Hamboni, but Hamboni can't get it. He almost saves his teammate's shot there, but Onion puts it away, and Xavier take game 1. And that was such a close contest, despite Xavier having the offensive pressure for quite a while there in the first match. Seton Hall just came back, and they absolutely tore it up when they did.
I gotta say, this is just, some important information here. Satisfied Onion up on top for Xavier is actually Tone. We talked about the rosters beforehand, so I know these nicknames, they're a little confusing. And yes, GamerGirl0998, shout out to you. I can see your chat messages, and that is how I learned which player is Tone. So thank you for that. You earned your shout out. Now we're moving into this next game. We know who to look out for. Onion and Tone both. You know it.
I want to thank Tugboat for being so positive to us. Thanks so much, honestly. It's very nice of you, Tugboat. You did amazing yourself. You deserve as much, if not more, praise than we do, honestly.
I love all the chat right now.
Yeah, chat is being hype. It's being positive. You guys are great.
I see a lot of you looking for that comeback too. Seton Hall not quite able to mount it, but they are coming into game 2 hot, and they win this kickoff. Hamboni, though, making the most of it, clearing it right back downfield. This game going right underway.
Yeah, and game 2, as it's underway right now, what can Seton Hall do here if they want to come back? Because they can't let Xavier go up by 2 in the series, because going down 2-0 and wanting to come back from the reverse sweep is so hard to do, and that's such a good start for them. 30 seconds in, Green and finds Vibes over here. Vibes with a good redirect. Onion gets bumped out of the way. Vibes gets the goal.
I love that touch. It was going slow, and Seton Hall was looking to follow it up and make sure they could secure that goal. But you're right, that bump ultimately made it so that there was no defender from Xavier that could ultimately stop that ball. Great start here. This is the first time in the series that Seton Hall has the lead. And with how they were playing in the latter half of that game, they set themselves up well. But I just had to cast a cursor real quick as Hamboni comes in and ties this game up.
Green tries to stop it, but Hamboni is there to meet him halfway. And we're tied at 1. Xavier now with a tie game. They come back in this really quickly, and now it's as if we are tied at 0 once again. How long will this deadlock last?
Also, that dunk from Hamboni was beautiful. I love a good shot like that, just reading the play so well. And both games, that first goal answered so quickly. And that just goes to show these teams are fighting to the death. And with that overtime in game number 1, this series absolutely can go either way. But if you keep making plays like this, oh my gosh, Xavier, you're so right. That touch from Valor at mid, so fast, and sees Onion on the right side. Once again, just like the first goal of the series, Xavier using all 3 of their players to link up for just some class Rocket League.
Some tic-tac-toe action there. And that's what you like to see. That's some good chemistry, and that's some good communication that you need to be able to do stuff like that. And I do see it from Seton Hall as well, but Xavier just absolutely doing it better. They're getting the intercepts as well, which is important. They just seem just that tiny bit faster right now. But everything can change on a whim, right? It's all about mitigating your mistakes and capitalizing on those of your opponents.
Yeah, and it's not just that they're doing it better, because you're right, Seton Hall is looking incredibly strong. They're doing it when it counts. And when a series is this close, if you're getting the last goals on the board, or if you're the one setting yourself up with a lead for most of the game, that's going to help your mentality and your entire drive throughout the series. And they're setting themselves up very well in this best of 5. And they just got a huge stop to help them feel even more confident on defense.
That was a close play. They kept it, both Tone and Green, in front of the net there, but they just could not find the shot to go in. Onion tries to get it over to Hamboni. Valor, he's going to pull back here. He's going to have to make the save. Puts it into the corner. That gives it away to Tone, but Onion with a good intercept, and Green misses the ball. That is a very rare miss, and that allows for for Seton Hall to go back into their own zone as Xavier put it in, and that's all racked up thanks to Green's miss.
Oh my goodness, Valor. Not only was that a ceiling pass down to his teammate, but so quick with the second touch to use his flip off of the ceiling down to his teammate. Used the small window of opportunity that he had to snipe his teammate down below. Hamboni securing that, not gonna let that beautiful pass go to waste. And it's there was another teammate there on the wall for Xavier that could have cut his teammate off and tried to take that ball off the wall. But seeing the speed and pace and the play that Valor chose to make there and backing off, that's some really good team awareness. Probably some excellent comms going on. And now they're making clutch stops when they need to. But Seton Hall fighting back strong enough to get it back within 1 goal.
Look at that angle, and Onion's able to read it despite the angle and is able to stop the original shot, but can't stop the rebound. What a game we're having here, because Xavier, Seton Hall, my bad, scored the first goal. Xavier scored 3 in a row unanswered, and finally an answer was found, and it's a 3-2 game with 2 minutes now left to go. That ball is towards the front of the net. Vibes with the save. Tone with the clear. It's slow, but it beats Onion. That's what's important. It beats the Xavier defense there, the Xavier midfield. And that ball is now seeded into the net. Satisfied Onion gets hit by Hamboni there, and that's going to cause the ball to stay in the zone just that little bit longer, and that breakout clear to take so much more time.
One of the most difficult things to do in competitive Rocket League is to not just inherently count yourself out when you give up 3 goals unanswered. Sometimes it feels like that game's a wash, you gotta let it down. But Seton Hall showing they have great mentality, working together as a team, never counting themselves out, fighting hard till the end. They got 1:20 left, they just need 1 goal. Absolutely can do that in Tone, making a clutch save on the line.
Green over to Tone, it's intercepted, something that Xavier have been so good at. Now Green with a shot towards the front of the net. It's stopped by Hamboni. Easy save indeed. Valor, he's gonna find that one, stop it. Onion's gonna find that one and stop it. He gets bumped out of the way by Vibes, but he's got no boost. He flicks it over Valor, but Valor demos him. Now it's out of position. Now everyone gets back into said position. Can they get cleared out? Yes, it can. And now, oh no, that's a crucial miss! And now almost goes in, but the rebound goes in! Oh, you cannot miss a ball like that, but not when it's that slow.
That pinch off the crossbar from Onion was so beautiful, but that whiff, there's no one gonna be back to follow it. Valor tried his best to follow that touch up. I feel so bad for Onion there, doing everything he possibly can to save and bail out his team there, but Seton Hall, they're gonna absolutely capitalize on that open net. That huge mistake, it was glaring. Everyone on the field knew exactly what was about to unfold with that play.
Yeah, exactly. And can you imagine now losing this game because of a miss like that? Well, the game is tied at 3, and pretty much whoever scores next, Satisfied Onion almost gets it there, but can't find it and gets demoed there for his troubles. That was right off the post, and it just doesn't find its way in. Oh my goodness, Seton Hall with a change in gameplay. The shots are 9-6 in their favor. Onion almost getting that shot there. It's spiked down. And now we go to overtime for game number 2. Once again, another overtime. And with how close this game has been, who is going to win this game? Xavier going to go up 2-0 in the series, or is Seton Hall going to bring this to a 1-1 tie? That one is right off of the coast, and it's saved by Valor. That ball goes down. Hamboni makes a save before Tone can find it on his hood. Green tries to pass it. Tone is really in close. All 3 players from Seton Hall are right up in there, and if there's a clear by Xavier towards the front of the net, no one would have been able to stop it. That is some serious risk taken there by Seton Hall, but no harm, no foul. That shot, Green, he's going to be able to stop that, but the net's wide open, and Onion puts it in. 48 seconds into the overtime. Woo! And it's clutched by Xavier once again.
Oh my goodness, sneaking away with 2 wins here. I feel so bad for Seton Hall, but Xavier, they're earning these wins. They're setting themselves up very well in this series, but Seton Hall, my goodness, I want to call them out real quick. So fun to watch when they hit their stride. in these series. I noticed right before overtime when they were trying to get that last goal in regulation, it was beautiful. I believe it was Green and Vibes. Green was taking the ball slow, dribbling, kind of just hopping around with the ball on top of his car, and Vibes comes in and slams it for an unexpected shot on target. It really looked like it was going to be a slow play there, but calling off his teammate and getting that unexpected shot off, very atypical play to go for. Almost worked, but a fortunate demo there ultimately stopped the play from going in and did lead to the overtime. So Xavier, they're able to read these plays even though they are pretty unexpected and coming out with something that the opposing team is not prepared for. That's one of the best ways to come out on top in Rocket League.
The shots were 8-12 in favor of Seton Hall. So this time Seton Hall was doing everything they were just doing everything right this time. It's just that they just could not find that one goal to go in. Another match now underway. And let's see what we got in store for game number 3. Will it be a sweep? Will it be a game 4? We will see game 3 underway. And will it start off early? Green tries to put it in. It's off the post. Oh, no. Right off of the kickoff. That was so close. And now it's time for a reset. Oh, wow. That would be sucky for Xavier to start off that way.
If this does end in a sweep, I feel like every time anyone looks at that score sheet, the standings, it'll feel dishonest. You know, this has been hard fought,
really
tooth and nail.
Any series that has one or that has 2 overtimes in it, and it's a sweep, right? 2 or 3 overtimes, and it's a complete sweep. You know that that both teams had what it took to win all 3 games. It's just that one team got that coin flip to go their way every single time.
Most definitely.
Now that ball is in the offensive zone for Seton Hall. Green keeps it in. Satisfied Onion, though, wins that 50. Tone puts it back in. Bahamboni, he's not there in time, but he's able to get the second touch. Satisfied Onion just has a wide open net to look at. Where's the defense?
That 50 at midfield just gets sent flying. Oh, I guess it wasn't even a 50. It was just a dunk by Hamboni. That leaves a wide open opportunity. I don't think any player from Seton Hall expected that touch to soar so perfectly up against the backboard.
And Xavier take the lead. I do believe that's the first time that they scored first in this series.
I believe so. Did they score first in game 1?
Oh, no. Yeah, that's right. They scored first in game 1. What am I talking about? Anyway, now with 3 minutes and 40 seconds left to go here, there's still a lot of time here to make something happen on both ends. And do you think we'll see a third overtime?
It's looking like it. Still only 1 goal scored, but you know what's absolutely insane about this series, why it's so fun to watch. Earlier in the night, we had series where teams were still getting 12 shots like this, but the other team was getting max of 4, usually 2, sometimes 1 shot on their end. 12 shots to 8 shots. These teams are both pumping out the offensive opportunities. The defenses are so incredibly strong, keeping it so low scoring, sending it to overtime. Oh, with a double touch like that isn't scored on. This is just such high caliber Rocket League. This touch from Tone off the backboard, so beautiful, but Onion's there in the perfect position, and Green has to come in and be ready to secure that goal.
Oh my goodness, that was a triple commit on that save, and everyone was just there waiting for Tone's double tap shot here, and Onion was in the right position, but then everyone was in no man's land for the rebound. No one was ready for it, and well, that's tied up the game. We're halfway through game number 3 here, and Seton Hall doing everything they can to perform the reverse sweep here. Valor keeping that ball away from the front of the net. Onion is getting disturbed there, but he's still able to make the save, make the clear, make the shot, but he can't find the goal. That's a save by Tone.
The largest lead we've seen in this series is 2 goals, and it required 3 goals from Xavier back to back to back to get that much of a lead. So far, every goal just feels like it's being answered immediately in these games. So close, all the way down to the very end with overtime. Absolutely think we could see a third one. This series is far from over, despite match point in Xavier's favor. A big clear there from the corner, though, does lead Xavier to have to pull out some magic at the midfield. And Boney full up on boost now, does opt to leave this ball for Valor. potentially positioning for a pass, but cut off by Tone on the sidewall. That touch is so unfortunate, but Tone saved it himself. Vibes has to come in and clean it up. What a sloppy play, but it works out on that defensive line.
That's a double commit. Onion and Hamboni don't find it themselves. And Tone passes it back, and Vibes, he puts it in. Almost getting the post there. But oh my goodness, that's a lead for Seton Hall. That's the first time in quite a while that they've had one of those. And they're going to try and keep it. But Seton Hall can't keep it for long. Xavier say that that lead is theirs and theirs alone. And if they can't have it, no one can.
Valor's movement in the air is so graceful, so beautiful, so quick. I'm a guess that Valor uses air roll left and right predominantly, just based on the adjustments made in the air. You can almost tell by the control of the car. He's that kind of player. But Vibes coming out with double tap says it doesn't matter what your control scheme looks like. I'm gonna be extra flashy here. Wow. Back to back,
One,
instantaneous
two,
goals.
3 touches in the air there. 1 off the back wall, and that's a great goal there. The shots are 8-4 in favor of Seton Hall. 8-5, no! I thought this was gonna 8-5 are the shots, but I thought the game was gonna be tied at 3. It seems like Vibes has DC'd here, and it's a 2v3. This is a sure way for Xavier here to tie up this game. This is quite unfortunate here for Seton Hall, but they need to take advantage of this. They can't let Seton Hall take the victory here, especially in a 2v3 situation. Oh my goodness, what's gonna happen here? It's a 2v3, and Seton Hall are still keeping it in here. They got the lead, can they keep it? There's a minute left. What can they do?
Them, Onion earlier made the wide open, but the shot was hit wide. They haven't found an opportunity since. The patience from Seton Hall without their third teammate has been so good, but ultimately it was just too much time in a 2v3 in a lobby of this skill. Does eventually get dunked by the dunk master. Valor up so quick to that ball, sending it on target, and Onion there to secure it with no one in net anyway. That will tie it up. I hope we see Vibes back in here quick. This is such an unfortunate situation for Seton Hall in such a close series.
It is a very close series indeed. Tied at 3 now. They want this sweep. They want it bad. Hamboni gets it in. Vibes is back in. But now they've lost the lead, and they've got 40 seconds to try and get it back.
Oh, so long in that first 2v3 situation, and then getting one right off kickoff as their teammate Vibes joins back in. It's painful to watch for Seton Hall. This game should at the very least be tied right now, if not still in Seton Hall's favor. They're fighting back in these last 30 seconds. This is a great touch downwards.
Falls down!
And they capitalize.
Vibes DCs for about a minute there. His teammates do the best they can. They do let in 2 goals. Vibe gets one back. And now we are tied at 4. And it feels no matter what, next goal wins.
First thing back in the lobby, brings that crazy pancake pass from his teammate and sends it in, ties it back up. 20 seconds left. This game 4-4. Could very well see another overtime, a third, potentially final in the series here. Seton Hall fighting back in full force. Onion trying to find follow-up touch off the sidewall, but ultimately Valor has to come in and bail him out. Green, though, takes possession in front of his net, sends this to the corner. It is 0-second time now. Xavier trying to keep it up, but ultimately let down by Seton Hall to send us to overtime.
Overtime for game number 3. If Valor score, if Xavier score, it's the end. But if, oh my goodness, that was close. Seton Hall score, we go to game number 4 here. And that was so close indeed.
Oh,
Hamboni, clutch stop, but that shot, it's stopped by Onion and cleared to the corner, back towards the front net. Onion misses it, but so does Vibes. Oh no!
My goodness.
The double miss there, that allows for the clear here. The ball is still in Seton Hall territory. There's a demo, it's cleared out by Tone. But Onion puts it back in, it's in the corner. Vibes does beat Onion, and Tone can't beat Valor. That ball is still in Seton Hall territory. It's got a big bounce. Hamboni has it, but Vibes goes up for it. He's gonna try and go off the back wall with it, but Onion, he's gonna read that one. grab it and clear it into Seton Hall territory. Green now passes it over to Vibes. He gets it past Hamboni, over to Tone, over to Green. Green scores. We go to game 4.
I love seeing Seton Hall extending this series. This is fantastic right now. Green, a great read there to beat Onion to that ball. Both of these teams, though, are absolutely going to feel robbed after that game. Both of them probably feel like they earned, deserved, and wanted that win so desperately. But now the momentum shifts to Seton Hall's favor in a very, very close series. They can ride that out. You might see it go all the way to a game 5. Be absolutely deserving for this showdown.
Oh my goodness, Xavier had the 2v3 advantage for the longest time, for about a minute, and they could only find 2 goals. One was a kickoff goal, and so honestly, they just needed to find it, and they just couldn't. Not when they needed to. Vibes comes back in and gets that goal, and we are tied at 4 after that. We go to overtime, and the goal is scored by Green. We go to game 4 now, and this is intense. Okay, it felt like it was Seton's game to lose, and then they went down to a 2v3, and that's not going to help their situation. But Green puts one in as quickly as that, as quick as you like. 8 seconds in, and they got the lead once again.
4 goals apiece to take us into game 4, and now just a mere 8 seconds in, we already have one on the board. And if this series keeps its trends, its patterns up, we're going to see one answered from Xavier here any minute now. This 4th game could easily be incredibly high scoring from the offense of both of these teams.
I do like the speed that Seton Hall are bringing right now. There seems to be a lack of confidence a bit in that play from Xavier, and that man, who is that? Is that Vibes cherry picking back there? Tried to be a bother to the defense, but couldn't. Green gets demoed by Onion midair. Valor's gonna miss that ball, but it's gonna be cleared into the zone by Hamboni. Valor now up with that ball, over to Onion, but it's cleared out by Vibes. And now it seems that Seton Hall with the interceptions, more so than Xavier. That's off the ceiling, towards the net. Valor with the save. Over to Vibes, but Onion says no, and Valor gets the clear.
Ball now floating to midfield for a bit there. Tone tries to bring it back to midfield to a teammate, but once again, cut off by Xavier. Neither of these teams want to let the ball too far into their own half, but Tone has an opportunity there, stopped by Valor. Green trying to get that back out in front, and he does, just enough for Tone to slot that in past the rotating in third defender from Xavier.
Oh my goodness, and Seton Hall are bringing it here. Xavier still don't have a shot, and Seton have 4. They also have 2 goals to boot here, and that is everything you'd want to have. Now, Vibes, he's got the ball, gets it over to Tone, cleared back in by Valor. Onion can't go get it. Valor keeps it in the zone. He tries to follow it up. His teammate does as well, but Onion, he's the last man back, puts it back in. It's Hamboni, he couldn't touch it. And, ooh, that's a bad touch by Tone. Tried to pop it up in the air for Vibes, but it's not going to be found by a teammate. Instead, it was found by an opponent. Onion now with that ball. Clears into the midfield. Put back in. Green 50s Hamboni. And it's going to be put back into Xavier territory towards the front of the net. Onion misses, but there's no one to capitalize.
That was surprising. Glad Vibes was able to find that 3rd goal here. I really like these cheeky attempts at back passes, plays looking for their teammates in the midfield. Ultimately, it's a somewhat traditional goal here. A nice read from Vibes to get their 3rd goal. But the fact that even only up 2, they're still willing to look for a bit plays that may be out of their typical playbook. It's going to make it even harder for Xavier to come back in this game that they are already down 3 in. And we could very easily see a game 5 if this keeps up.
Definitely. At this point, Xavier look a little bit shaky. They won the first 2 games, but at this point now, after that loss, I think it's affected them a bit. That overtime loss, especially that they had the opportunity to absolutely take control of that game. They did take the lead, but they could not stop it. Just like that one. That's an own goal, but that was a save attempt here. Vibes with that shot. and Valor just tries to stop it, but it just slow rolls in, and we see it in slow motion. They definitely saw that in slow motion as well. Halfway through this game, it's 4-0. Can Xavier come back here?
I'm Pop-Tart Uzi saying so succinctly, Sag. I have to agree there. That was a very Sag moment. Onion almost made that pinch out. I think that Xavier absolutely can come back strong in this second half of the game. But 4-0 is just looking so dominant, unlike any other game in the series so far. But Onion not counting Xavier out just yet. I love this. I love the fight here. We're seeing a very fortunate bounce off that sidewall from Hamboni out to Onion, connecting and capitalizing. 2:12 on the clock. It's anyone's game.
Yes, and listen, the 4-goal lead is the biggest lead we've seen all series long. But all those big leads have actually had comebacks here. And just like that, Xavier bring it back to within 2, and this is definitely doable with 2:03 left on the clock.
You cannot forget, last game went into overtime at 4-4. Right now, the scoreline is 2-4 with 2 minutes left. I could absolutely see this getting tied up 4-4 once again. That would certainly be very reminiscent of game number 1 and also game number 3. So this series,
oh no, Valor,
so
don't
fun
do it!
to watch. Wow.
Hamboni gets this one in, and suddenly, oh no, Seton Hall are falling apart, and it's their game to lose. They were up by 4, now they're only up by 1. Where has this crumbling cookie come from?
Okay, who wrote this script? This is not the same Seton Hall that we saw in the first minute and a half of this game. You're right, it is crumbling before our very eyes, almost into what we both have sort of predicted based on the trajectory of this series so far. That's a big clear from Valor to his corner, buying some time. Seton looking for green. It's a bit of a cluster here from Xavier in their own corner. And a miss off the wall from Onion leaves Valor alone in the back. Does get enough power there to send it past the midfield line. The Vibes now back in control off the sidewall, looking for options, trying to analyze, but ultimately Valor's challenge forces him to put it into the corner.
Oh no!
Hamboni backflips! And that lets Seton get their 5th goal.
Oh, you'd hate to see that, the backflips. You try to speed, what is that called? A fast aerial there. And, oh my goodness, you just backflip instead. That's something that's not clutch. It's, what's the opposite of clutch? Is it choke? I think that's a choke. And, Valor with a clutch save there, keeping his team within 2. But now with a minute to go, 60 seconds on the clock. And ladies and gentlemen, can Xavier get it back to within 5 and make us go to overtime? This is a very funny stat because all 3 overtimes so far have gone to overtime with different score lines. One was 3-3, the other one was 2-2, the last one was 4-4. Will we see a 5-5 score overtime?
Boy, do I hope so. That would be fantastic. I'm sure after that 3rd goal, before Seton Hall managed to find their 5th, that the motivation, the passion and energy in comms for Xavier must have been through the roof. I hope they can keep that energy for these last 20 seconds because they got to find something right now. Less than a minute, it's tough to find 2 goals, but now they're under 30 seconds. They need one now, and then they need another one in 0-second time. It's going to be so tough, but Valor looks for Hamboni. It's open for a split second. Onion, though, sends it wide. So unfortunate to see unfold. We are absolutely getting this game 5 now as the ball touches the ground in Seton Hall's favor.
Ladies and gentlemen, we go to game 5.
Oh, this is the most fitting series for game 5 as well. It could have absolutely ended right there in game number 3 in that overtime. But Seton Hall, they've found all the fight they can muster here. Xavier, though, they're still fighting. They don't want to get reverse swept. Can't blame them. But my
no one
goodness.
wants to get reverse swept, but no one wants to crumble when they have a 4-goal lead, and that's what Seton Hall did. They brought Xavier brought it back to within 1 goal in 30 seconds, and Seton Hall took a breather. They calmed it down. They were able to get that 5th with 75 seconds to go, and they just kept on trucking. The shots after all that was 9-5, Xavier using those shots up like they absolutely needed to. And we're in the final match of this series. This is the first game that hasn't gone to overtime. Let's see if game number 5 gives us a 4th overtime.
Oh, I would absolutely love to see this series end on an overtime. I said at the beginning of this series that Xavier versus Seton Hall was going to be quite a fight and a beautiful match to watch, but I had no idea the Rocket League we were about to watch unfold. Not only is the play so high caliber, but these teams fighting with every last breath they have to take home this win. Now, the ultimate game. Beautiful.
And it's in Xavier territory. Who's gonna score first, ladies and gentlemen? Put your bets in the chat. Whoever put in Seton Hall wins that bet. I think that was a little too quick. Everyone's gonna put in Seton Hall because they just scored.
I'm gonna type in my keys real quick here. I don't know if you can hear that. Seton Hall, and put that in chat. You want to make a $2 bet on that one? I think I could cash in on that.
No, not another $2 bet for me to lose. For anyone that was looking at the other stream earlier today, I lost a bet to one of our viewers that a team was going to score another goal in that series because they were absolutely getting clapped. But no team is getting clapped in this series. And
not at all.
Vibes. He puts it in once again, and Xavier off to a slow start once again. They need to find the goals. They need to stop the bleeding. Meanwhile, on the side of Seton Hall, they can smell it. They can smell the reverse sweep coming on.
2 goals in less than a minute. There's 2 sides to this coin. That is a scary amount of pressure coming out from Seton Hall, but Xavier has so much time left to answer them. And we saw last game, their ability to get 3, almost a 4th to tie up that game. There's no way that they feel like they're out of this game at all right now, with just under 4 minutes left on the clock. You know, they're trying to mount some pressure, and I love seeing that. But Seton Hall, they're finding huge clears and able to really, really keep their position, keep their lead advantageous for them. And they've got quite the work ahead, but with a shot like that from Seton, they're just making it easier on themselves.
Seton Hall are smelling blood in the water. They see a crack in the armor, and they're thrusting their sword as strongly as they can in there, making as much damage before that crack goes away. And listen, both of these teams are absolute warriors, but right now, Seton Hall, they were down, they were knocked down to their legs, to their knees. They got back up, and now they're pushing their opponents down to their knees and trying to get them down. But Vibes, he stops that one from going in. I think he's trying to give mercy there, but this is not the time for mercy. This is the time. The kill is on the cards here. They need to go for the kill.
Vibes, they're almost getting the ground pinch, but ultimately that touch that he gets while landing still sends it in front of the net. Took 2 people to clear that ball from Xavier's end. Big clear from the corner, cut off by Green. Trying to keep this pressure up. Xavier, some of their touches, a little bit uncomfortable. They're able to adapt pretty well, and that adaptability is very, very crucial in the team game 3v3 Rocket League. But you don't want to set yourself up and put your backs against the wall and force that adaptation. You want to have control of the play, and you want to be able to see your teammates and set up these plays. Valor there opts to take the shot himself instead of seeing Hamboni jump off the side wall, puts his teammate out of position. Xavier, they're not playing with their best decision making when they're down 3 goals like this. They kept up what they had in those first 3 games of the series. I think this would look a little bit different left, and they need to find that same energy in these next 2 minutes, and they almost do.
Tone, what a save, and I said this in game number 1, but Seton Hall have absolutely been setting the tone. What are these saves coming out of Seton Hall? What are these goals coming out from them as well? Listen, in games 1 and 2, it felt like Xavier had the number, right? They were going to overtime, but they just had that little bit extra to be able to win. Now Seton Hall are forcing Xavier to play their game, and they got a wide open net to look at. They don't miss those. It's 4-0, less than 100 seconds to go.
Seton Hall 4-0 with the minute 36. This would be the most monumental comeback for Xavier yet. It is not looking promising. We may just have reverse sweeping Hall in the bag. What a series.
To everyone who put their brooms away after game 3, bring them back out and put them upside down because the reverse sweep is on the cards. They got 80 seconds left here. And can they keep it together? Will they crumble or will they stand strong here? Xavier will do everything in their power to not be reverse swept here, but will they be denied? Onion now with the ball. Valor puts it back in his zone, off the back wall, and Onion can't take it. Green puts it in. It's 5-0. They need to score a goal every 10 seconds.
That touch from Valor off the back wall, it felt like it was what was needed, but it was incredibly risky. It looked like Onion was going to be able to get that touch, but no. Secure there from Green. Probably going to be the dagger to the chest. I can't see this comeback being made anymore by Xavier. What an unfortunate end. Doesn't resemble the series, the rest of it, even remotely. And sometimes that's just the way Rocket League will go, you know? Momentum is just so crucial in this game.
It definitely is. And whenever it happens on your side, right? Whenever the bad luck happens to you, it's demoralizing. But hey, you can bounce back in this series. And listen, Seton Hall, they just had bad voodoo in the first 2-3 games there. And once everything started clicking and going their way, they absolutely took the bull by the horns. And they've been playing their game ever since. And Xavier was just taken for a ride here. Game number 5 goes the way of Seton Hall. Ladies and gentlemen, the last name of the series and the last series of the night brings us the reverse sweep. And the ball is just being kept up in the air. A little bit of a parade lap for these players. And what a series.
It was a shame to see Valor stop playing at that 0-second time. So hard fought. Honestly, Valor on that Xavier squad seems like the most consistent across all 5 games. Onion's performance almost felt like the decision maker in some of those games. Some of them being incredibly strong in those wins. And then other times, you know, this final game, bottom of the scoreboard, donuts from goals all the way across the shots. And I just think that every player needs to find that same level of consistency on Xavier's squad. And Seton Hall, they took advantage of those tiny cracks, and that capitalization ultimately was rewarded in a long, hard-fought series.
It was. Honestly, this was Xavier's series to lose, right? If you think about it, Xavier had everything going for them. When they found an opportunity, they took it most of the time. They did have their mistakes here and there, and that allowed Seton Hall to bring them to overtime those first 3 games. But otherwise, this was Xavier's series to lose. Once they got out of that 2v3, right? Once Seton Hall got out of that 2v3, because Xavier looked like they were about to tie it up even before the 2v3. Then the 2v3 happened, right? And Seton Hall are able to keep them at bay for about 30 seconds before that game is tied. And then off the kickoff goal, Vibes comes back in and within 20 seconds ties the game up once again. And so that momentum swing completely put in Seton Hall's position. And then they go to overtime with all the momentum. They score. And now they have the train going, right? The train is rolling on the tracks there, and there's no stopping. The brakes aren't working on this train. They score 4 goals straight off the bat in game number 4. They crumble. The brakes starting to finally hit there, and suddenly it just didn't stop. Those brakes broke off. They melted, and there was nothing to stop the train.
Nope, not at all. I think it's time. We're going to close out the night with a beautiful interview. I'm glad we get to hear some voices aside from our own. But we're going to take a quick break here to get set up. Thank you all for joining us for a fantastic final series. Don't go anywhere, though. You do not want to miss this interview with the Seton Hall MVP. Every player on this Seton Hall roster was absolutely legendary in this series, but today we are here with Vibes. Going to pick his brain a little bit on how that series went, and I am absolutely fascinated to hear what he has to say. Vibes, tell me what was going through your head after that game 2 when you were on your back feet, and how did you stay in it to make sure that even despite an overtime, you were fighting it all the way to the very last game 5?
Well, originally, as soon as we started the series, we had our organized comms and we were just looking to win as we usually are. So, as soon as we lost the first game, we said, okay, we need to focus up more. We need to be cleaner. We need to position better. Just cut at half, just clean up the rotation and be fast. And then as we lost game 2, we didn't panic. We weren't under pressure. We just did our thing. We made a lot of improvements. The comms improved our every move when we needed boost. We didn't panic. We just had a goal. We wanted the reverse sweep, and luckily, we were able to find really good chemistry and eventually reverse sweep. So, it was heart pounding. There was some adrenaline. There was a lot of adrenaline, but we accomplished our goal, and very proud of that. And it was a great game against Xavier, and we appreciate their sportsmanship and competition tonight.
Oh,
That's awesome to
well,
hear.
it is really awesome to hear. It's awesome to see that you guys still had the motivation. What was going through your minds while you DC? What was the comms like?
So the comms in the beginning, they were casual. We obviously wanted to win. They After game 2, they were way more organized. They were quicker. There were more specific call outs, like when we were going back, when we needed a boost, where we were. We weren't panicking with the comms. They were quick, precise, organized, and in good fashion. And we were able to make better call outs on where the opponent was at specific moments. And really, because of that, we were able to make our way back and reverse sweep in full.
Yeah, and you guys absolutely brought it back here. Uh, you guys weren't going to lose that without a fight for sure. And despite being down to that 2v3 situation, your teammates still fought. Uh, Obviously, the elation at the end of that series, those emotions at any time during that series must have been high, right? Whether they be negative during at the end of game 2 to how elated you guys are at the end of game 5 to how stressed out you were during game 3.
Yeah, It was unlucky because my game tabbed out and then it closed, but it was great because my two teammates were still able to support my position. It was unlucky that they did get scored on. We did get scored on as soon as I joined back, but um, when I did join back, I did end up scoring, and that was a big confidence booster. And we were just able to get back in it. And I'm very proud of my teammates for being able to hold their own while I was gone. And till when I came back, we were able to do what we could.
What
Hey,
did you expect? I'm
sorry,
sorry.
go
No,
ahead.
I was just gonna ask, what did you expect coming into this series? Because, in those first couple games, going to overtime, but then ultimately ending with a 5 goal deficit, that's such a huge swing. Were you expecting the series to be close, kind of how it ended up playing out? Or did you kind of expect to come in and have that advantage that we saw unfold when you guys found that chemistry?
So we came in just like it was any other regular game. We knew Xavier was going to bring a good fight. We knew they were going to be tough, and we know we had to be precise and quick and smart with every touch. Um, in the overtimes and towards the end of the games, yes, we both teams had a good amount of goals, but the deficit I wasn't really expecting. It seems just as we were able to be more confident and apply more pressure, we were able to break Xavier down on defense, and they really were just drowning towards the end of the series in Game 5. And I think that pressure really got to them, which is why we were able to score more and more goals as more games went on.
It makes
I
sense. That's a crucial part to this Rocket League game for sure.
For sure, and yeah, getting those extra goals. Finally, they were going your way by the end of the series. As the series went on, right, the chances were just becoming more and more in your favor, and your team, you were making less and less mistakes. Anything you want to talk to us about your teammates, right? What's going through your mind playing with them today?
Um, so obviously we're in college we have schoolwork. I know a lot of some of my tone and green they have to study for exams, and so do I. So lately, the practices beforehand haven't been as organized. We haven't had as much, but today was the first time I was able to play in the past 3 weeks because I've had classes. That's why I've missed the past games. But today I was really proud how we were able to convert and really just get instant chemistry, even though we haven't all played together in a while. So we were able to adapt really quickly, which I really, really liked, and it really brought us our success.
You had me fooled. You did not look like a team that hadn't played together in a while. That was a
For
fantastic
sure.
series to watch.
That was a
Thank you.
good series to watch. All three of you guys played amazing. You guys were clutch when you needed to be, and that was
Definitely.
so very important. Both your teammates, though, are making fun of you for studying, so maybe
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
maybe they've been waiting for you to stop studying to come play with them.
Yeah, that's true. We just had like midterms, and it's like the end of midterm week for us. So we've all been really busy.
It's that time of year. You're
Yeah,
finding that balance with Rocket League too, though. That's good.
Exactly. Real
yeah,
life does come first, right? But
yeah,
hey, listen, if you're trying to make your way into the higher scenes of Rocket League, well, this is certainly the way to do so.
for
Any
sure.
more questions on your end, Simpson? Because I don't have any.
No, I thought we don't want to keep you up too late here because, like we
Yeah,
said, academics got to prioritize. Good on you
Yeah,
for studying.
I gotta study right after this in like a half hour or like 4 hours because I have two
Oh my
exams
goodness.
tomorrow. Yeah,
Good luck.
thank
cram
You
you,
it
got it
down.
on lock. Full faith in you.
thank
Good
you.
luck on those exams, and anything you want to say before you depart.
I just want to say that I look forward for a continuing successful season and go Pirates.
Hey, go
Nice.
Pirates, go!
Nice.
You
Go
guys
Pirates.
got that one. You absolutely crushed Simpson's dreams here. Because he was going full Xavier at the beginning of the stream.
Hey,
Because
it's due to proximity, you know?
it's Xavier was your home team, and Seton Hall just absolutely crushed your home team. Sad.
It did. You're easily swaying my opinions here, Vibes. So thanks so much for giving us your time. I could pick your brain forever on these things. But it's been fantastic having you and also getting to see your series.
Yeah, thank you guys for having me. It's been a pleasure.
Hey, have a good day. Have a good night. Have a good night, everyone in the chat. Thank you so much for coming along. You guys have been amazing. You guys have been positive the entire time. You guys have been honestly almost as pog as Simpson over here.
No,
You've been
you. No,
absolutely.
you.
You've been
You're on
doing
this
great
side.
all night since you joined me. Although we haven't been on the official until the last game here, we both. I think we both did a good job tonight. You especially did really well on your end. I want to thank all of you guys that are still here. Tugboat for casting for you guys practically the entire time before I came in. Before me and Simpson came in, it was all Tugboat. And listen, without Tugboat, we don't have you guys still over here. His amazing casting kept you guys here. Obviously, the amazing packages on the field also kept you guys here. But the casting is also very important. So thank you a lot to everyone for coming along and watching EGFRL. Anything else you want to say before we take our leave for the night?
That was a perfect closing. Couldn't have said it better myself, except for you were absolutely phenomenal on your end, not giving yourself enough love, enough credit. It was so nice working with you. And what a great way to end out the main stream. You know, you said we were on that second stream earlier. We only got one series on here, but we made it count both in series and casting.
Definitely.
So thanks again, everyone. And hope you have a great rest of your night. Don't forget to continue tuning in to EGFC's Season 2 Collegiate Rocket League.